Hello and welcome to my Ever Messy Art Studio. My name is Keeks, and today I thought we could collage a fish. And I want it to be a big fish because I've been really inspired by this piece of paper that I got from PM Artist Studio. So Mariah and Patricia made this somehow, and I really love how these weird lines on here look like scales to me, and they're sparkly and pretty, and it just reminds me of something that a cichlid would have. So I want to use these scales and make this cichlid here, and we'll put the scales like intermittent between other colors of scales, and it should end up being really pretty. But I've been staring at this piece of paper since I got it and I can't get it out of my head, so we're gonna use it. But first I want to start with the background, because backgrounds are always easier to start with, and I have a couple different blues for the background that I thought we could use, different materials. This here is gouache paper, so I made this with gouache. And then I actually have this cool paper that is homemade paper from a lady who made it out of dryer lint, which I thought was fantastically interesting. Definitely an interesting way to reuse materials, and I thought maybe this blue would look really pretty in the background of something. So that's what I'm going to use. And then I'm also going to be using a lot of matte medium for this because that's what I use anytime I actually do any type of collage or decoupaging. Matte medium is queen, so I definitely will be using a lot of matte medium golden. So this video is probably not going to have a lot of talking in it. It's probably going to be mostly collaging, but I will go ahead and put this on fast forward, and then I'll decide if I'll do a voiceover later. Hello, it's later, and I've decided to do a voiceover. Anyway, so like I said, I like to use matte medium for my decoupaging or anytime I do any type of collage. It's just the thickest glue that's out there, and it's good. And especially with me using this like cool paper made from dryer sheets, not dryer sheets, dryer lint. Yes, dryer lint. I wanted to make sure that I had something that was really going to stick it down and really was going to make sure that this was going to last. Now, one thing I want to mention is, as you notice, the fish that I've drawn on the paper is super simple. And the main reason I do that is because I cover the entire thing. So there's no reason to do anything more than make a general shape or an idea of what you do before you start gluing down pieces of paper. So what that means is anybody can make this. Anybody can do it. As you can see, I'm not even really doing anything special here. I'm just tearing the papers to where they kind of match whatever the shape of the fish is, and then I'm just making sure it goes in the background. If you look super, super closely, you'll even see some white spots where I didn't put any paper. And those little tiny bits there aren't really going to mean anything because the idea is the impression of water. And water does have white in it, so you'll see that some of the torn papers that I use, I still keep white in the paper. And I think that that's totally fine too, and it gives it a little bit more interest. So what I really want to put out there is, if you're someone who maybe feels like you're not a good artist, like drawing wise, just even if you drew like a circle with some 2 triangles to make cat ears, you can make this. This fish is not a good drawing. It's not. It just isn't. And that's all I needed. So, don't freak yourself out to the point where you're like, oh my God, I can't, do this. You can. You definitely can. And I will be your cheerleader for that. So with this, I also realized that on the back of that dryer lint paper was an even deeper dark blue, which is really cool because, as you can see, the one on the bottom of the fish is actually the opposite side. And what I liked about it is it kind of had like a fin look there, so that's one of the reasons why I put that piece like how it is, because I thought it kind of matched the fin look that I was going for there. But yeah. So I just kind of mixed and matched and put wherever things would fit. And luckily, by the time I was done doing this, I still had an entire piece of paper left, which was the dryer lint paper. And I used up all the rest of that blue gouache paper. So I think I did a pretty good job of using up all of my materials. And I'm really happy with how this background turned out, because I absolutely love it when a background has a bunch of texture and stuff in it. So I think that this couldn't have turned out better, and I'm really pleased as punch with it. There's nothing more I can really say about that. So hopefully you're enjoying the process of me gluing this down, and, you know, just kind of kick back and enjoy as I finish up the last couple bits here. Okay, so I've cut down all my scales from that piece of paper, and I have piles of them here. So what I think I should do is some planning. I think that would be smart. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and start putting down paper, but not gluing it, I don't think. And what I would like to do is I'd like to kind of make a rainbow effect, and just kind of, you know, get the pieces in, see what they're gonna look like, that kind of stuff. So let's just kind of put some pieces down and see what we're working with here. And this will also let me know if I need to cut any like weird special shapes or anything. And I am probably gonna go over this fin because I can just cut out a fin to go there. I think that would be fine. So I'm just going to kind of get an idea of what everybody is going to be looking like. And hopefully it'll look pretty cool. Or at least that's the plan, is for it to look cool. You never quite know whenever you're doing art projects like this what they're gonna turn into. But we want it to look really good. Something kind of like that. And right now I'm going to be putting the pieces on top of each other. Whenever I go to glue them down, they probably won't be as on top of each other. But I really want to see if I have enough scales to do what I want. Oh my god, this is going to be so tedious. Because my hands are like shaking while I'm doing this. I'm like, oh no, don't move the papers. So I'm just like, So some of this is not going to be perfect probably. But like I said, I want to do a pretty decent rainbow. And I think the only way I'm going to be able to do that is seeing what I've got here. Put that one there. Maybe do something small like this one here. And I do want most of the white to be covered, which hopefully will happen after deciding if I have enough of the, oh my god, I don't know that this is gonna work. We might just have to kind of go by ear on this, which is scary. But even if I go by ear, I feel like it'll be okay. Yeah, because I don't think this is gonna really work. Because they are all just moving wherever they want to move. And I don't really want them doing that, if I'm honest. So I'm gonna start with, I have these purple ones. And I think I want purple by the tail. So let's see if we have a bigger purple one. This one's pretty big, we could use that right there. Start gluing down a bit. And for this, I'm going to use Elmer's stick glue. I just think it's gonna work better. So I don't have any rhyme or reason to it. I just feel like with little pieces of paper, the smaller glue, the better. So I'm just gonna stick that down. It looks like I've got some corner pieces I can use. Ugh, my light's driving me crazy. I have my phone plugged into my charger, and it's charging, but it's also making the light flicker really bad. So sorry if you can tell on the camera. It's not intentional. Let's try one of these. It's kind of fun because the glue I'm using is also really glittery. So it's getting super glittery around here. No, don't move over there. What's happening? Stop. There we go. I was trying to move away and I was like, no, only go where I want you to. Because I'm a control freak. And we might have to cut some more little pieces in half, which I think should be fine. So I don't really imagine us getting too insane with this. There we go. Like maybe we can cut this piece in half. This will just be like a super scaly fish. Or at least that's the idea. I'm just gonna have a lot of overlapping, which is fine. Give it some drama. Okay. And then I'm just gonna plop this purple in the middle. And then I've got, do I want to go with the browns or do I want to go with the greens? Because I think I'm going to need all of the scales. I don't think that's going to be a question. I think we'll need all. Let's go with brown next. So I've got this like, these ones are like just colors that are just mixed together. These scales are. And then I've got these like opalescent blue ones that I can mix in there to just make it a little bit more pretty. And I'm gonna cut this one in half. A big scale in there because none of these scales are the same size, so a bit of drama in there's a bit fun. Makes it more natural in my opinion. I wonder if there was a book that I used to have when I was a little kid and it had like a shiny scaled fish on it like this. I wonder if they collaged too. If so, that'd be kind of funny. I'll have to see if maybe I can figure out what that book was called because that would be kind of fun to reference it, or like pop a picture in and be like, this is the fish I was talking about, you know. Okay, so we need some cuts. I'm just gonna keep on using those as side pieces. We're gonna worry about the face and the fins last. My fingers are getting all glittery. Let's put in one of these opalescent ones, that could be fun. Yeah, good choice. And maybe I'll use this other opalescent and cut it in half for the side pieces. Because you'll still be able to see it, it'll just be like a peekaboo one. I'm loving how this looks already. Even with just my dark colors so far, it just looks really good. I like how different they look. Like I said, PM Artist Studio sent me that paper that I'm using these scales as, and it was in there. They have like a bundle of like 40 papers that you can buy, like already painted, already done up papers. And that's where I got that from. Love me some PM Artist Studio. There we go. I've got this last guy here. Maybe let's move this one in a little bit. Put this guy down like that. That looks good. Okay, so then let's go with our kind of green looking papers next. This one already looks like an edge piece, so we can go ahead and pop that in there. Do I have another edge piece in here? Oh, here's one, but that's not the right side that I need. It's okay, we'll just cut one. Let's cut one of these like more boring looking ones. There, that'll be our side piece. So, as I'll be busy scaling for a bit, what has everybody else been up to? What are you guys working on? Doing anything fun? My husband and my child right now are actually at a Mavericks game, which is hockey. I probably would have gone, but I have a tattoo this afternoon and I forgot about it. So I didn't want to reschedule. So Ronan will get to go play with his little friend. He has a little a little friend that he likes to play with back in Kansas City. And so they'll be at the game together, which will be nice. And my husband's with him. My boys. Okay, this is looking really cool. I'm not gonna lie, I'm impressed with myself. I feel myself right now. So I think that one can go there, and this one, well, that's another one of those sides. Let's see, how am I missing side pieces? It's okay, we'll cut this one too. The scales ended up taking quite a long time, so I ended up doing a speed up of this part, just because I didn't think that you'd want to watch me just do scales and talk out my ass for a while, I guess. So instead you get to hear me talk out my ass in a voiceover, because that's the right way to do it, right? But yeah. So I ended up popping on the rest of these scales, and I did it kind of in a rainbow order, if you noticed, as I went backwards. Like, I did the more purpley scales, then I didn't really have any blue besides the opalescent, so then I went into the green scales, then some yellow scales, and then after I did the yellow scales, did the orange and the red. And I think that that turned out really great, because I absolutely love rainbow order stuff. Like, give me a good rainbow and that's a way to please a girl. Like, I love rainbows. So I ended up really enjoying putting these scales together. It was really cathartic. While I was putting these scales together, I was actually watching Carrie the Crafter's newest video, so I definitely recommend watching that. He shows how to make his own painty papers, and it was a fun process to watch, and I like making my own painty papers, so I always enjoy it when other people do it too. And I also think it's fun that he also calls them painty papers, so I'm not the only weird one here. He did it too. He did it first. No, I'm just kidding. No, I got that terminology from Art with M, which is another YouTuber on here. So I think it's fun that more than just us call them painty papers, because, I mean, what is a funner way of calling it? So, yeah. So I enjoyed watching a little video while I did that. And then after I finished putting on the scales, it was about time to go to my tattoo. So I ended up going and doing that, and that turned out really well. I think I actually mentioned that later on in the video, so I won't bore you with the details there. But I do think that this paper from PM Artist Studio ended up being absolutely perfect for the scales. Like, I don't think I could have made more perfect scales. And I just wish I knew what they did to make that cool glittery effect. Like, I would love to learn that, because it just looked beautiful. All right, so I've got the scales on, and the next papers I'm going to use are also from PM Artist Studios. They sent me this really cool paper with this like red and white on it, and I think that this will look great with our fish. So here's what I've kind of plotted out. I've got that there. Stick this guy over here. I wonder if, I wish I could lift these up a little bit, because if I could lift them up, I would actually put this tail underneath. So I think it would look a little bit better underneath, but I don't think it's gonna let me lift it up. So it'll have to be over it, which is fine. And then I was thinking this guy here, I've got these two guys here, so it's gonna do kind of like this with them, and then a back fin. So I'm gonna go ahead and get those glued on. I'm just gonna probably keep using my stick glue. It seems to be working really well, so I don't see a problem, oops, with that. So let's go ahead and get this all sticky. I just got back from my tattoo earlier. Whenever I was recording was before my tattoo. So my tattoo is finished, yay, and it's on Instagram now. So if you want to see it, just go to keeks.hunt at instagram.com. This fuzzy paper might be a problem with the stick glue. Yeah, I think that might be a little bit of a problem there. So let's put some regular Elmer's glue on this part here. Actually, we might just tear it up and just do Elmer's glue on the whole thing because I trust it a little bit better than stick glue. Yeah, so I got my tattoo done. It's a Hades inspired tattoo. It's actually the Hades from Fortnite. So he has like a gas mask on and is really futuristic looking. But it is based off of actual Hades. So it's pretty cool. And then it has the Cerberus over top of it. So, and the middle one, the middle dog head, just for fun, actually looks like my dog, Rowena. So if you ever wanted to know what my dog Rowena looks like, she looks like the one in the middle. So I thought that was pretty cool. My tattoo is actually done by Kevin Head at Machine and Ink Tattoo. He was my mentor back when I was apprenticing. So it's pretty cool. I like that we're staying in touch, and it was nice to see the other artists tonight. So that was really good, really positive experience. It's always good to see friends. Yeah, so I'm just getting this glue in here, and then we'll stick her down. Oh yeah, I think I'm gonna like this color a lot. Because I wanted something with white in it, but I didn't want the white to be too white. Just because with fins, you know, they're supposed to be light and frilly. And so I thought maybe this color would do well with that. I think that's good. Just get her in there. And when I do Elmer's glue, I just like to go around the borders and then I rub it in with my fingers. Elmer's glue comes off really easy. It's very forgiving. And it also lasts a really long time. Like I have stuff that's like 30 years old that's still glued from Elmer's glue. So it's just a really, really good glue. So there's a reason that they use it with kids. It's not just that it's a cheapy glue. It actually like works and lasts. So it's one of those old faithfuls. So it's funny, besides this being a mixed media art, I've now used 3 different types of glue on it. I think I'm gonna cut this little corner off real quick, so I don't really know that I liked how that looked. Let's see. Let's do a little bit here too, that way it's kind of more like that. I think that'll look better. This is really nice because lately I've had really bad artist block. So I feel like this really put me in the mood for some art. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Jean? Jelly bean? Oops. Here we go. Get that stuck over that material. And we've got this last piece here. Get nice and juicy around the corners here. I also kind of like that red because originally I was looking at cichlids whenever I was thinking of how I wanted to design this, and a lot of cichlids come in red colors, so So this is very cool. Yeah, so I think that looks good. I do want to do a little gill type maneuver here. So let's kind of see what we can do here with this. See a perfect piece right here. So let's just try. This will be kind of like the gills of the fish. Something like that in the middle there. There we go, like that. And then we need to get an eyeball in there, so I need to find a black paper of some sort. Let's see here. I've got all of these, so maybe I can use something cool in here that already has a shine on it. Like maybe something glittery like this. So let's cut out a circle for an eye, and I kind of see a nice circly bit right here. I like the idea of the eyes having the gold in them, because I think it looks cool. What else do you say to that? So let's see, something like that there. That. And then I think we could probably add some more details to it now that it's all fished out here. So I think I'll do is I'll go grab my Neocolor 2s, and then we can use some white and put some lines back in here. That way it looks a little bit more frilly. So give me 1 second, I'm gonna go find those. Okay, so I found them, so let's see what that'll do to that paper. I'm just gonna give it some little stripy stripes. And even if it doesn't show up a lot, it'll show up a little. And that could make all the difference. I think it'll really show up on this. Yeah, it just kind of gives it a little bit of fish, you know? And I don't know if I want to add lips to this or not. I kind of think it's done. I like it a lot. I think I'm gonna go ahead and sign it. So, let's see, I always sign my initials and the date. Go. But yeah, I love this. I think this turned out great, and I'm just so ecstatic that I was in the mood to make this, because I've been wanting to use these papers as soon as I saw them. As soon as I saw those ones that I used as the scales, I was like, I'm going to use those in something. And it turns out I was right. What now? No, I'm just kidding. The other thing I really like about it is how glittery this is. Like, I don't know if you can see it, but it's very reflective, and that's not from the glue, it's from the paper. I am glad I used glitter glue too, but yeah, no, I used the paper, so yeah. So if you're a subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate you being here and that you keep coming back to me. And hopefully we can make more cool videos together. And if you're new here, thank you so much for joining. I really hope that you enjoyed what you saw today, and I hope to see you again. In the comments, if you made it this far, post a fish. I think that would be a lot of fun. All right, guys, I'll see you next time. Bye.